Okay, boom. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this evening. We have a magnificent guest with us tonight, one who is going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than an iconic artist, minister of information, and just so much more. But the icon himself, Professor Griff. First of all, assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great now that we get to speak to you. So many people have been asking and requesting you since the last interview, and I hope that you have felt the positive energy that the People Podcast affiliate people in the YouTube and Facebook and Twitter have been sending you from all of our interviews, because you always do numbers and people always show love to you, sir.
Oh, give thanks. Yeah, I felt the vibration, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, wonderful. I felt the positive ripple effect.
Yes, sir. Okay, so the first question that I have for you, sir, is the other day I was on TikTok and I'm looking at something for a new college football video game that came out, and on the highlight they were playing, on the highlight reel on TikTok, they were playing Public Enemy, and in the background I heard, you hear the Terminator X, and I'm like, man, I really met these brothers. I know these brothers. Do you feel that the new generation, how does it feel to know that the new generation appreciates you all's music and appreciates you for the militancy and the information and things that you brought to the group and brought to hip hop in whole?
I'm not sure if that's a loaded question, or I'm not sure if that's a that younger generation coming up, once they hear and know, and those things have to go hand in hand. Yes, sometimes they hear it, but they just like, oh, okay. But they have to hear it and then know it. And once someone brings it to their attention, they start to make the association. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, the dude that be on YouTube, that's the group he was in. Or they might say, oh, the dude with the clock, that was they.
Yes, sir.
They
yes,
know
sir.
they know each other. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, so they make the association, but once that happens, they begin to appreciate it. And then I start getting called OG and Unc and all that other kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay, great. Well, also, one of the things that was trending on Twitter mainly, but on all social media, is the influence of hip hop. But is it the government and hip hop? Is there a connection? Was it hijacked, or was it from the beginning the government a part of it?
Well, yeah, let's dispel that myth, man. The CIA and all the rest of the alphabet boys, they were there, but they weren't there. They keep surveillance on the hood. So they saw something bubbling under. They didn't know what it was. They just saw large groups of black people gravitating towards it. But let's keep something in mind. They did that throughout Black history music, or the legacy of Black music. Hip-hop wasn't the only one that the FBI, CIA, and the rest of the alphabet boys was trying to infiltrate. You understand what I'm saying? So, yes, we could talk about the mob and Motown. We could talk about what happened with the Jackson 5 and the Shy-Lights. We can go on Louis Armstrong. We could go on and on throughout history, and we could look at how the United States government had an interest. You understand what I'm saying? We could look at when Jimi Hendrix hooked up with the Black Panther Party and he was attending the meetings. And when he wanted to write a protest song, he did the song called Machine Gun. And the drum pattern in the song Machine Gun by the Band of Gypsies, Jimi Hendrix group, sounded like a machine gun going off. So go back and listen to that song, but that was his protest song. Marvin Gaye said, "What's going on?" Billie Holiday gave us Strange Fruit. Nina Simone just gave it to us, period.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The Gap Band did they dropped the baby. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So all throughout Black music, the rich legacy of Black music, the alphabet boys were always there. So they didn't invent or create. And that's one of the things I want to talk about in the lecture tomorrow. They didn't invent it or create it. The wheel was rolling, the train was rolling, and they said, oh, we see a lot of people gravitating towards this thing. we gotta get, and they only came in when it became popular.
Mm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? When the first endorsement deal hit hip hop, which was Adidas, when Adidas hooked up with Run DMC. You
Yes, sir.
understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then they said, oh, okay, this thing is getting out of hand because now they overseas. Now we're seeing the ripple effect and people being affected by this thing called rap and hip hop. Yeah, we got it. And then by the time Public Enemy hit, oh yeah, man, they was already infiltrating it.
Man.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Okay, we say right there, thank you, everyone. There's so many people around the world already watching and saying salute to Professor Griff. Many mouths, I mean, he's a one-man army. Good evening, brothers. Thank you, Sister Angel. Thank you, everyone who was showing love, and salute to you all as well. Yes, sir. My next question is, I want to stay right there. So
wait 1 second. I'd be remiss, man, if I didn't mention X-Clan, Bob Marley. You understand what I'm saying? If I didn't mention the brothers that actually sacrificed, poor righteous teachers, Brand Nubian,
yes, sir.
Queen Latifah, all those that put it down and sacrificed. You understand what I'm saying? So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention them. So when we talk about the infiltration aspect of it, and were they there? They was always there. They was there on the West Coast with Paris. They was there on the West Coast with NWA being chased by the FBI and police. They was definitely on the East Coast. I had to get that out and say that, good bro.
Yes, sir, and we appreciate that. Well, I wanted to speak about that. When younger artists and the younger generation sees movies and documentaries where it's like, whether it's the government or, like you said, the mob or someone who's coming in for their masters or coming in to tell them what type of music to make, it's almost like an offer you can't refuse. What advice would you give them to tell them that they can stand up and fight back and they don't have to give in to the industry, if you will?
Well, a contract is anything that's named, dated, notarized, and you signed your name to. So any contract that they give you, you can hire a lawyer to kind of look through that thing and make sure it's beneficial to you. These global, universal terms that they're putting in these contracts for global ownership and global licensing. Who plan on selling music on Mars, bro? I mean, unless they see that happening, why I'm signing a contract that says the global and universal and intergalactic, and that stuff shouldn't even be in contracts. So I'm just saying, make sure you get a lawyer, an attorney rather, to look into these contracts, and you got to look through them with a fine-tooth comb, and you have to have a lawyer that's brave enough to challenge some of these particular things. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Prince challenged him. Ray Charles challenged him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? So these individuals was challenged, man. Sam Cooke challenged them. And so we got to understand the dynamic and tear a page out of their playbook. James Brown challenged him. It was James Brown that took his money and was buying radio stations.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So they had to come up with trumped up charges on James Brown to take the stations from him because he was reaching people without their assistance. So there's always been a fight. As soon as James Brown started talking about "Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud," they said, "No, you won't." Yeah, you ain't gonna say that loud enough for us to hear you.
Yes, sir.
And then when Isley Brothers and other people wanted to take advantage of that, I think I got it right here in my book. You Are the Song You Sing. The Isley Brothers said, I tried to play my music, but my music was too loud. I tried talking about it. I got run to the ground. When I rolled with the punches, I got knocked on the ground by all this bull going down. So there's groups that spoke to it. Isley Brothers went through the 70s. Isley Brothers went through a whole funk, radical music making movement.
I didn't know that.
You understand what I'm saying? So these groups did it, but did we recognize it? Not sure, bro. But your brother, Professor Griff, recognizes it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And speaking of your book and all of your material, sir, how can we support and how can we get your book, sir, and get your information?
Well, they can people can the people know they can go right to my website, www, just my name, .professorgriff.me.
Yes, sir.
ProfessorGriff.me. Or they could just text me 678-557-2919.
Perfect.
Right?
Yes, sir. Let's
Let me
make sure
give
we
them
all
that number again because I know I was talking fast. 678-557-2919.
Perfect. Let's make sure we all support. Walaikum salam, Sister Naima, and thank you all everyone who's watching all around the world. People are sending positive love and saluting you in the comments. My
Give them the
next question
greetings.
for you, sir, is there's this term that is used a lot, but I want to know from you, being in the industry and knowing, is this a real thing? Selling your soul. When people say they're coming up and they say, man, he sold out, he sold his soul, but I don't want to sell my soul. What is selling your soul?
Well, I think if we understand the dynamic of just the idea of you selling your soul, I think we use it in a different way, not the metaphysical way, not the esoteric way, not.
Yes, sir.
I think what they're saying is we give up so much that we no longer have control over who we started out being.
Mm-hmm.
So then halfway through, we have to take on aliases. Now let's name the MCs that you know, not me, because I don't want to come on here and sound like the know-it-all. Name me 3 artists that you know that got 2 names.
Jay-Z, Jigga. I mean, Jay-Z is Jay-Z, Jigga, you know, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we can look at that as a progression, or they just want to do different things under different names. Who else?
Diddy, Puff Daddy, you know what I'm saying?
Puffy, Puff Daddy,
Puffy.
Diddy,
Yes, sir.
Brother Love.
Brother, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One more.
Nas, Escobar, Nasty Nas. I'm trying to think. People who
How
have
about
different.
Eminem?
Eminem, Slim Shady,
Marshall Mathers, Slim
Marshall
Shady.
Mathers. Yes, sir.
See,
Yes,
this
sir.
is a normal thing. See, what we try to do is we try to do what we could do in coming up with these aliases to try to hold on what's little left of who we used to be. A lot of these artists, they're not who they are when they started out. Something's wrong with my mic. Hold on. It said Public Enemy. I don't know why it said that by itself.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
But anyway,
yes, sir.
Some of these artists started out one way, and you can't even recognize them today. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to understand that particular dynamic. I think this is what young people try to understand when they try to wrap their mind around not selling their soul. Because now Prince showed us that the record industry and the record companies own everything. Your name, your likeness, your music. They become the masters over your master. You're no longer the master of your masters. You understand what I'm saying? So they want to sign the deal. They want to be dealt with in an equitable kind of way, but they don't want to give up every damn thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand? For example, Nike and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan don't have anything to do with that brand. Somebody created that logo. Nike licensed the brand out. They got the control of that. Let Michael Jordan say one fly thing. They're going to cut that deal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They have no more control. P. Diddy and Ciroc. That's why P. Diddy's in jail. But anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know,
yeah, so it's a real dynamic, man. You understand? See, these people with these brands and got us thinking that they're rich and wealthy and all that kind of stuff, but they can't do what they want to do with their own money. They really can't. So when these people give these things up, they give up so much. They don't have anything left that look like them when they look in the mirror. Now some may be rich. I don't know about wealthy, but some may be rich.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? But when that money is spent and when you can't find anything else to buy, you can't listen, bro. I'm gonna say this one time. Please don't ask me this again. I'm gonna say it once. And I don't want to see it on no t-shirt. You can't consume your way to freedom. You can't consume your way to liberation. You can't consume your way back to yourself.
Powerful. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I want to stay right there. Is the spirituality and music in general, but primarily hip hop, how important is it for the artist to stay connected to the source, to God, to the creator, to their spirituality?
I'm glad you said that, simply because some of us think that we can make a song and just mention a few key phrases that are so-called conscious phrases. We kind of figure if we mention knowledge yourself, Hotep, Assalamu alaikum, and we might mention Malcolm, we think that's a conscious song.
Yes,
you
sir.
understand what I'm saying? We think that's staying tapped into the source. Staying tapped into the source is a lot more intricate than just mentioning. You understand what I'm saying? Staying tapped into the source is a lot deeper than just saying Farrakhan's a prophet and I think you ought to listen to.
Yes, sir.
Where he
Yes,
can
sir.
say what you ought to do. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot deeper than that. If we're gonna talk the talk, then I think we should begin to walk the walk and get in line with what we're talking about with our actions. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of people have made, for example, the gospel world have now borrowed the energy and the frequency of the secular world. But because they've done that, they have not done the investigation and the necessary research to know that you just can't talk about Jesus over a hot secular track and that makes it gospel. That doesn't work. If you have a track that's at 440 hertz and you talking Jesus over it, and God's children, are you with me? And all that kind of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? That don't make us a righteous, conscious song. That's staying grounded and centered and tapped into the source. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care how many times these dudes be pointing at the sky and shouting out the people that passed away. Bro, that's not a conscious song. That's not staying tapped into the source. It's what do you do when the engineer and the producer turn the studio lights off? And now that song is out there, and now you got to come behind that song and represent what that song is saying. This is where we fail. So you tend to look at people, for example, I get this all the time. It's like, wait a minute, man, you was in the group with the dude with the clock. I thought all of y'all were Muslims. When they see this dude licking on white women and drinking and smoking and doing all that shit, I thought y'all would. I'm like, nah, what made you think that? I said, man, I don't know. Y'all talk about Farrakhan in the song, and y'all talking about black this, and I thought all y'all was Muslims. I seen y'all at Savior's Day. You know what I'm saying? Nah. No, I think me and a couple of the S1Ws is the only one that went through that process to get an X. Well, I got X'd. But anyway, go ahead, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, you're teaching, and people right now, welcome salams to the Miriam. So many people showing you love all around the world. That's right. Teaching that, Griff. Yes, sir. Original FOY, straight out of New York. Yes, sir. Thank you all very much, and for all the comments. We have to come to the Diddy situation because a lot of people, of course, asked me to ask you so many questions about that and the industry as a whole. Welcome salam, Sister Mariah. Thank you for always showing love. We have a brief 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast. We are grateful for every like, share, and subscription. And every anonymous cash app. We're coming right back to our brother, Professor Griff, the icon himself. Thank you all. Everyone, please put your questions in the comments section. Here we go. And we are live with the People's Podcast. Street Premiere Media Production. He has a 4K camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. Please reach out if you need any of that. Sister Naima, Stay On Point Dance Academy. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country. Sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me children's book and coloring book. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ. My two books, Cleopatra, which is a children's book, and No Father, No Excuse, both of which are available on Amazon. Excellent. We're coming right back. As well as I want to make sure that we thank S Enterprise, Barber and
I love them books, man.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Yes, sir. S Enterprise Barber and Beauty Products is a plant-based brush wave that comes out. It's a website, kosherwave.com. It's a plant kosher wave brush for the brothers and the sisters. 770-997-6000. It is from Brother Jeffrey Searcy Muhammad and Stephanie Lassan Muhammad. Thank you very much for your plant-based kosherwave.com. Boom. Right back to our brother, Professor Griff. And so many people are sending text messages and questions. All right, we want to get right into it, sir. When you saw the news dealing with Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, Diddy, you saying all of these aliases, Brother Love. What did you think? What did you think? And were you shocked?
No, wasn't
Mm,
shocked because, as you already know, I already talked about that in my book. I went over for years. I've been going over this. I tried to warn people stuff like this was coming, man. I wrote about it in the book, The Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop. It
yes,
went
sir.
out.
Yes, sir.
It went out. I pulled it back in, and I added the Illuminati takeover of hip hop, and then I went in. So I'm not shocked at all. B, when you got Homeland Security kicking in your door with the warrant to search your home, oh, it's a wrap after that.
Mm.
If you understand who Homeland Security is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Homeland Security is supposed to protect the homeland. Do you understand what I'm saying? But like I hinted at earlier, I'm just going to say this real in short. If you are getting $60 million a year from a brand that you don't own, you just representing the brand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But because of who he is, he pulled the brand out of obscurity and he made them tons of money, and they made him rich to the tune of $60 million a year.
Mm.
When you start getting greedy and you start bucking and you pull the race card, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Then they said, oh, you want to get slick, and I got you. I got you. So we're going to send some of them big leg chicks your way. We're going to send some of them other people your way. We're going to put some people in your crew. You understand what I'm saying? We're gonna make you. We're gonna put some people around you that you could purchase some drugs and some guns. We're gonna put people around you where buying 1,000 bottles of baby oil is tempting, and then you can lace it with a chemical that we could sell you that you could put in there, almost like a date rape drug. And
Yes,
it's in the movie Blink Twice. Check out the movie.
Yes, sir.
All right. So then, with these people around you, and you making moves like this, you think you can move like them white boys move. Can't move like they move. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That Ciroc deal went sour. After that Ciroc deal went sour and he went public with it, oh, I knew it was a wrap then. I said, yo, that's it. So all of a sudden, out of the blue, Cassie files a lawsuit and you pay her the next day? Who the hell got 30 million sitting around? Who can make a phone call and say, yeah, go ahead and pay her? It'll go away. Nah, that was just the beginning. So all those other people saw that you gave her 30 million, said, well, damn, he sexually molested me. I got a sexual assault claim, and allegedly.
Yes,
I have all these, I'm gonna speak my piece. You understand what I'm saying? And then what company, what person do you have calling the company to hire male escorts, and the male escorts bring their own cameras and phones? And listen, anybody you can get to come to your house, to wire your house and set cameras in your house, know that they have access to those cameras. What was the movie that Will Smith was in? Enemy of the State?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Them people wired your house right back to the police station. So it's a real dynamic. So I was not surprised. But you see how they're slow to release the list?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me tell you what they're doing. They warn those individuals, look, your name is on the list. You got 2 weeks to scrub the internet of everything you've done, everything you think you might have done, whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You start hearing now, Usher and other people. Oh, man, my Twitter got hacked. I lost everything. All of a sudden, your Twitter gets hacked. Come on, bro. You understand what I'm saying? No. You're going to start hearing stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? And no, this is not the end. This is the beginning of what's going to happen. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
there's a list of people that they're going to question and kind of go after. But let me ask you something. Where's all these people that he put on and made rich and gave money? How come they not coming to his aid? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It's curious. I met him. He had a whole team of producers. Did you know he did one of Public Enemy songs?
No, sir. Oh, no, no. Yeah, Public Enemy number one. Public Enemy number one. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
We was in the video. We recorded with him. Very nice guy. Very polite, very hospitable. I think that's the same night I met Jennifer Lopez. We in the studio. He got all kind of producers. And it's like, wow, none of these people coming to your aid? It's just kind of funny. Let me tell you something, man. This industry and this business, music business, it doesn't love anyone, bro. It only loves you to the point where it can keep sucking you dry. They're like the blood suckers of the poor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, let's stay right there. So, when you're there, do you think, and from what you've seen, are these, because you were the first one to ever use the terms hip, like rituals and things of this nature? Is this his individual perversions or like sin, or is this something that people had? It's like, people saying this is a part of the industry that you got to do this in order to get the 60 million.
No, let me be very clear and very transparent. I wasn't the first one to mention the rituals in hip hop. It was Black Dot.
Black Dot, yes, sir.
Who wrote Hip Hop Decoded. I'm not sure if I still have his book. Oh, hold on one second. I think I got his book on the shelf.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hold on, let me
shout out to Black Dot.
If I could find it real quick, and I don't think I could put my hands on it, but it was Black Dot.
Yes, sir.
And it was hold on. Then there was other people. It was other people that kind of picked up on it. Sad but true. I would be in the room in the back taking notes, listening to a couple of people lecture, and they would mention the Illuminati and hip hop and this kind of thing, and they wouldn't even mention my name. I was giving out information and giving out. Oh, I see the book. Hold on. Giving out slides. And people were taking my slides and putting it in their lecture, and I wasn't even getting credit. It's the revised edition, the Black Dot. Hip Hop Decoded. Black Dot in this book, and I'm quoting him now. He says they take the lowest essence of what the culture has to offer and give it maximum exposure. The lowest essence of what we have to offer and give it maximum exposure. All right. So, he was the first one to mention the rituals. So now the rituals have been going on. Like, for example, some of the things we may not think is a ritual, and I don't want people to think I'm reaching or I'm this super duper conspiratorial kind of dude. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
what I talk about tends to make sense to me, and I try to, for example, part 2 of my book, Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop, right? It's called Psychology. The most difficult thing about this was to translate it from what I was seeing and hearing and knowing and understanding into a language that I could put it in order to convey it to our people. Because what's the sense in doing the book if the people ain't gonna read it? So once again, I pulled it back, and as you could see, you ain't gonna deny them pictures.
Yes, sir.
So now all we have to do is present the picture and then do the decoding. And then hopefully people will get it in that kind of way.
Yes, sir.
So
yes,
one ritual that we really don't pay attention to, that it's there, and we do it every year from the time that we 1 years old. Birthday ritual. In the dark, lighting the candles, singing the song. How old are you now? About that whole thing. We don't even know what that's about. You understand what I'm saying? In the dark, lighting candles, calling in certain spirits. What is the ritual with the cake? What's the ritual of being in the dark? putting the cake in the middle of the table, and it's a ritual.
Mm.
You calling in certain spiritual. See, but we don't think anything about it until it's explained.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's explained in a book called The Book of Wisdom.
Mm.
You might want to write that down. It's called The Book of Wisdom.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A lot of the rituals are explained. So in doing that, it was hard for me to get it over in a language that our people can understand. So I
Yes,
try
sir.
to
Yes,
make
sir.
it very, very simple and in your face. You know, back in the day when you went to hear the brothers speak, the ministers in the Nation of Islam, you'd hear somebody way in the back, make it plain, teach, brother. You had to make it plain, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
excellent.
had to make
And
it plain.
yes, sir. And so many people are showing you love. Alaikum salam. Thank you all very much. And my brother Rashad says that Professor Griff was taught him about the freak offs back in '07. You were already teaching about these type of things.
Thank
So
you.
excellent. And people are bearing witness. Yes, sir. Well, I also wanted to ask you about, oh, this is the question. So we talked about the rituals. When you see it, you said some stuff can be in our face and we miss it. How do we know that somebody is, like people say humiliation ritual, or people are going through things where they're actually getting in trouble, or are they always being taught a lesson? Is it always like a underlying message that's being taught that you stepped over some invisible line that we don't see?
No, those people are led to believe. See, you know the logo for Targets, the department
Yes, sir.
store.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The circle within a circle within a circle, then the dot is in the middle. Well, the dot in the middle are the people that's running everything. Can't be three rings out thinking that you're the one, but they're made to believe that they are the ones. You understand what I'm saying? And they don't think it's a humiliation ritual. They don't care. We've been groomed from early on. And then by the time we end up in the fraternity or sorority, we already think we got to go through certain rituals in order to become part of
Yes, sir.
the organization or the fraternity or the sorority. So it's not humiliation. It's what I got to go through to get to X, Y, and Z. And now you're seeing Professor Griff and Black Dot was correct. The sexual ritual that you have to go through in order to, you understand what I'm saying? There is a book entitled, what is the name of this book? Where it talks about how they worship the ass. It's really ass worship. You understand? But it wasn't worshiping the woman's. Yeah, man. Yeah, if I could put my eyes on the book, I'll show you the cover. But but this is what they do. This is one of their rituals. And in certain sororities and fraternities, they have the paddle. Well, we use the paddle on children, to keep them in line, to punish them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, what's going on with grown adults that you got to walk and stay in line? And that whole thing, yeah, it's some ritual stuff going on, man. But it's some occult black and white magic rituals. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And also, I saw a lecture that Dr. Francis Press Wilson did about the phallic people being obsessed with black men and their phallic and all of that. And it was just it was a very good. It was on YouTube. I was like, wow, this is powerful. Things I didn't even notice that was in our face. Homoerotic stuff that's always.
She talked about the mother and the original mother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. I wanted to ask you, sir. We're speaking about the spiritual ramifications of hip hop and the importance. What about its political season? How important is it for hip hop to be involved in politics and politics to be involved in hip hop?
Well, you mentioned Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. And
yes,
Dr.
sir.
Francis Cress Wilson gave us the 9 areas of people activity. We can't talk about anything that you lend so much energy to that's not political. All of it's politics.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They said, not us, they said business is warfare. Listen to the term. Oh man, got a hit song, man. So how do you think I can? This is the question I'm always asked. How can I break into the music industry? Why are you trying to break in? You ain't breaking into somebody's house. What you doing? Why do they use that terminology?
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's warfare. And if you don't kind of look at it and deal with it and understand it as such, yeah, you will win a couple of battles, but you'll never win the war. And at the end of the day, if you don't own your masters and you sell your soul, what do you have left? And then you end up on the television show, Where Are They Now? Or you understand what I'm saying? Or behind the scenes or behind the music. And you understand what I'm saying? You know, individuals that won the lottery and now they broke 2 years later.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
End up on one of them shows. If you don't know and understand them, there's a difference between the music industry and the music business. If you don't know your business, you might as well say, I'm not even in the industry. You have to know your business, man. Yeah, you really do. And I'm gonna be honest with you, our people, they don't want to sit down, man, and just take business 101 class, bro. That was the first book I wrote for the music industry. It was only 100 pages, and I was practically giving it away. The music business. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And,
yes, sir.
They just don't want to sit down and understand the business side of it.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're saying this. And like my brother Rashad said, since 07, we were watching your videos dealing with Quincy Jones, all kind of stuff. You were teaching from way back then. Yet I'm an actor, my brother, right? Like we still have a love for art and music. What do you say to people who just like to perform it, but don't want to go through that? Where's the other space if you just want to be creative, but you don't want to go to the industry? What are you supposed to do?
Hold on, I had my album right. I put out my album last year, December 1st, called The Asapo Soul, Warrior Affirmation. And I just perform it at places where people would appreciate my music.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't go in them other places. I'm not looking for that. I never looked for it. Never wanted to be in those spaces. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And I think it's a beautiful thing that the people organically meet you where you are. You understand what I'm saying? So let's do a little bit of math. If I produce my album, my studio that's right in back of me, I go to another studio to mix it and master it. Let's just say I spent, I don't know, $500 to get this done from beginning to end. And I put it up on Bandcamp, and my initial sales, I got 5 times that amount. And to this day, but because I have a following, you know, I probably just on this album alone, it's probably made me $10,000, $15,000. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't have to talk to them other people. Because there's at least 1,000 people around the world that will buy this for $10. Am I right or wrong?
You're right. You're right.
Okay.
So stay independent.
All I got to do is keep servicing them.
Yes, sir.
Hey, something, bro. People spend $10 at damn Starbucks. By the time you leave Target, you got chewing gum, some Skittles now, ladies, some for Tay, Man, Twan, and them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
you
sir.
don't spend $20.
Beautiful. Okay. Yes, sir. And peace to the mic guy from New York. Thank you for showing love. Brother James Fry says, Assalamu alaikum salam. Boom. Thank you, sir. All right. And Brother James, this was a question I get from a lot of people. The Public Enemy biopic and or tour or performance together, will we ever see this again? This is what Brother just said.
You'll probably see them. You probably won't see me with them. I said it on a podcast several years ago. When they flipped and started aligning themselves with the Zionists, I can't do it no more. I just can't. That's just not where I'm at. I want to be on this side of history. You understand what I'm saying? So they're doing their thing. Good luck. I guess I just can't do that. But the biopic, that deal was on the table at Sony Pictures. And it was Chuck that didn't want to do the deal.
Mm.
And I think at this particular time, I think Flavor openly admitted that he was still on drugs, on crack, or whatever he was doing. I don't know what drug, but you saw, I guess, getting a consent from him. Yeah, I guess that would have been difficult. So the deal's been off the table. You understand? You kind of figure it would have been very successful if NWA did 265 million.
Yes,
Public
sir.
Enemy
Yes, sir.
did twice that amount.
Mm.
But it's not stopping me from telling my story.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, I pray for you all. I pray that the movie would come to fruition because of how influential you all have not just been to the world, but myself and my family. Drill, man, it was Professor Griff and the S1W who took this around the world to make it possible, open the doors for so many of us to drill at step shows in the community and for it not to be so foreign to people. So we always salute you, sir, for being the trailblazer, especially for every soldier. You see drill publicly. Hey, 2 years ago at the Super Bowl with Kendrick Lamar and what some of the background dancers they had, they were doing military drill. But we like, well, people were giving me credit on Facebook. Man, they look like y'all. I said, no, they look like the S1W Professor Griff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all
I think what I did was I was just doing my part being FOI and just pushing the teachings out there in front. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I kind of constructed the whole choreography for the group, which people don't look at me like a choreographer, but you've been with me. You understand what I'm saying? They don't look at me like that. So I'm just saying, okay, that's cool. But anyway, I wanted to push the teachings out there. So it had to be somebody working in the group and behind the scenes that kept Minister Farrakhan's name out there, kept the NOI, the Nation of Islam, and the energy and the teachings out there in front. That was just what I did. That was my work. That was my service.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. And on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast, we thank Allah for you, Professor Griff, and all the many sacrifices that you have made and continue to make, but for your family sacrifice as well. Please let your children, your wife, and the grandchildren, let everyone know that anytime we see you all, we give thanks and we salute you all for all of the work that you all have done. And we know that there can be no Professor Griff without his family. So we always, honor them. Yes, sir. The other day, I posted a clip of you all like a throwback clip of In Living Color, and you all drilling in the background on Living Color set, and everybody's there. Do you think that we'll ever see the Nation of Islam culture in mainstream media like that again, or mainstream channels like that again?
But we have to know what we're looking at. When Beyonce went on the Super Bowl and did the formation. Yes, what do you think that is? You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, we just got to know what we're looking at. You understand what I'm saying? That chick ain't got a militant bone in her body. Other than trying to mimic Janet Jackson, what do you think she was doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yep. So whatever mind, and I don't think we think about this often. We may see Nilam and other artists drilling and got FOI and MGT doing their thing. But do we ever think about the mind that even put that together? Way before Public Enemy, way before Professor Griff? What's the mind that put that together? A form of call and response, a form of military structure.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? It took a mastermind to do that, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And definitely, I'm the minister in formation. I'm in formation.
Yes, I see what you did. I see what you did there. Okay, now I wanted to ask you, social media, when I post memes and make references to the Diddy case, pointing out the absurdity and like, let's pray for the children and the young boys and the minors and things of that nature. And some of the people who have knowledge of self or claim to have knowledge of self will attack me in defense of the celebrity, in defense of Diddy. They like, how dare you point this out? How dare y'all expose him because he's a black man? How do you feel when people say that, it's like tearing down another brother? You know what I'm saying? When you talk about the rituals and things that, Diddy has done.
Allegedly speaking.
Allegedly.
If your son was Usher, and your 13 years old was waking up with a grown man.
Mm.
Man, I'm airing this joint out. I'm rearranging furniture. You out your damn mind. Nah, bro, we ain't doing that now. They don't, they probably say that to you. They don't say that to me. You understand what I'm saying? You understand? I mean, who is Justin Bieber's mom and dad to allow your 12, 13, 14-year-old to go hang out with a grown man for the weekend?
Yes, sir.
But because I pointed out, you gonna come at me? You crazy, man. No, we're not doing that, man. That just shows you the mindset of these people, and they so in love with celebrities. Celebrity worship, man. Yeah, bro. Yeah. I've seen what goes on behind the scenes. So I don't look at these people like celebrities, man. They some chumps, man. Out of here with that.
Yes, sir. And speaking of that, now, so of course, one of the highlights of my life, and especially as being a DI and the drill team, was having the honor of saluting you and paying homage to you at the Soul Train Awards. You gave us that honor, so we always respect you for that. Working with Raheem Devine. Now, I wanted to ask you: you're around all these the industry people, and you're standing on business around them. Has anybody ever confronted you and said, "Man, what can we do to work it out," or they try to repent, say, "Man, look, bro, I did it. I sold, but I got knowledge of self now." Has somebody ever come to you like that?
No, because a lot of them, when they wake up and they find out what they have done, to the depth that they did it, let me tell you something, man. Some of them have done some things that once that arrow leaves the bow, you can't call it back. You got to walk that out the rest of your life, man. Some people have done some things, man. Like we always used to say, me and Black Dot used to travel. We say, we was fine. We look at some individuals like, damn, they moving really different, man. It says, yeah, they either 33 and a third, or this is our language we use. They either 33 and a third, or they got some little pictures with him and some little boys. So we used to just say that because we knew some of the files that we had that we couldn't crack open then, because people wouldn't have been able to take it. They would have been saying that same thing about you to us. But we say, nah, we can't drop that on them yet. Nah. You understand what I'm saying? So you either part of the club and they letting you get away with some things until they got to call you in. Like, for example, and I don't give a damn if dude hear this. Matter of fact, make sure you give him my number in case he contact you. My number is 678-557-2919. They called your man D.L. Hughley in recently. Did you see that?
No, sir. No, sir.
You didn't see him at Kamala Harris's house?
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, I thought he was her campaign manager the way he promotes her. Yes, sir.
But what was he saying a minute ago about it? Did you ever notice it? You noticed the change?
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh, he used to go in. He wasn't with that.
Oh, see, every clip I've ever sent, people send me of him, it's been him like being a Democratic, like.
That's recently.
No,
go back and listen to his early shows. He wasn't. No. They called him in, and all of a sudden he's a changed individual. He's rah now. He don't put on the skirt, got the pom poms. You understand what I'm saying? He's doing the splits and the cartwheels. He's just, it's like that. This is how much control that they have over these particular individuals. He can sit at home and do his broadcasting and show in his underwear. He ain't got to go nowhere. He ain't really got to do anything. You got to be an on-air personality. But you see, and I'm going to say this, and there's another thing I'm just going to say it once. The system has to create a set of characters that they can call on to do that. You look at Diddy, but what about all the unnamed execs that we will never know their name that's been participating in those rituals way before Diddy? Diddy ain't create the rituals. They've been created, and they've always been there. You can go through a list of how many strong Black men have been turned out by the industry, and we keep seeing them same individual. Matter of fact, let's stop tiptoeing around this, man. Hold on. If you look at the Harvard report and you go through the Harvard report, what is the gentleman's name? Logan Westbrook. Logan Westbrook, the Harvard report. He mentions one individual constantly, and that individual's name is Clive Davis. We could list on this hand 5 people that died under Clive Davis. I know y'all thinking. Keep thinking. We can mention Whitney Houston.
Yes, sir.
Luther Vandross. Kashif. I can name a few more, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And all of them went through that particular ritual. I love them artists that I just mentioned. I don't want anybody to get it twisted. We all listen to their music.
Yes, sir.
And one of them I really admired, Kashif, because I know him and I knew his story. But we could look at it and be like, oh, I see it now. Clive Davis was the one that originally got caught up in the scandal when he was at Columbia. Go look that up.
Yes, sir. I will.
What charges what they're about to bring on him? The SA charges. So they said, listen, we're going to keep it on the hush. We'll give you your own label, but this is what we need you to do. He said, okay, cool. They kept it on the hush, and he's been that dude all this time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? And the study came out of Harvard in the Harvard report on how to destroy Black music. And he was the one to set it in motion. I'm gonna give something to you just for you and your followers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the rest of the family. Write this down. This is the precursor to all of the rituals. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Weird scenes from the canyon. Ask people that's listening right now to write that down.
Yes, sir. Everyone, weird scenes from the canyon. Please write it down.
Weird, don't ever forget. Don't forget where they heard it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When they see that and read that stuff, they're gonna say, damn, Griff. Hold on. I'm going on. Hold on, let me see. Oh, here it goes. Weird scenes inside the canyon. Laurel Canyon, covert ops, and the dark heart of the hippie dream. David McGowan. I'm not sure if you can see that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Weird scenes from inside the canyon. You talking about social engineering? You talking about Tavistock Institute? You talking about the psychological covert war that went down, which was the precursor to Black music being destroyed?
Yes, sir.
Where do you think the hippie movement came from? It was invented by them. Guess where? I'd say 90% of all of them white artists that came up out of that movement, guess where they were groomed? In Laurel Canyon, and all of their parents were associated with military intelligence. Go look it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So by the time hip hop came around, you already had military people running these labels. Their relatives and their children. Like, oh, okay. It's mind-numbing. Some of these people that shot to the top of the charts had no musical experience. What song did Puffy actually make that where you could see his talent? He didn't write the stuff. He didn't make the music, but what talent did he have? See, they looked at him and said, he can be used. He's a soft target. And don't when I say soft, I don't mean gay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Soft target as opposed to trying to tackle someone like DMX. He's a soft target.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Anyway, yeah.
You teach it, Professor Griff, and people bear witness. Brother Rashad Sharif says Leo Cohen, and he says teach, and he says the hitman. And people bear witness. and people saying, Sister Maisha Carter Hooper says, correct, Brother Griff. You're powerful. And thank you everyone who's watching. Shout out to our YouTube family too, because they're gonna give you nothing but love as well. Brother Musa, Brother Kenzie, Sister Hope, Sister Auntie, Brother Duke, Brother Daniel, everyone who always shows love. Okay, so Professor Griff. So now what we want to know is when you're not, this is very deep stuff and heavy things, and we want you to have a chance. Like, I interviewed my dad like 3 days ago. I'm like, Dad, you got to put some comedy on. You can't watch CNN every day and listen to the minister every day. You got every time. Look, Dad, I got some comedy for you. I got something to relax, so you can help stay balanced. What are some of the things that you do to enjoy the funny side of life?
Well, of course, I listen to comedy, and I listen to a wide spectrum of comedians.
Okay.
Yeah, I just cut. To me, I like the wordplay.
Okay, yes sir.
I just the last book I just purchased was Word Magic. Called Word Magic. Very interesting to me. I watch boxing. I'm a Terrence Bud Crawford.
Yes sir.
Yeah, definitely. Lomachenko was my man, but I like what Tank Davis is doing. Clarissa Shields. So I like boxing because I like to see the techniques and that kind of thing. People being conditioned and lending themselves to and perfecting their craft.
Yes sir.
I think my number one thing is to kind of get down here in the lab and challenge myself with a blank canvas and come up with a song that's soothing to the soul. You understand what I'm saying? Way before I think of the title of it and way before I think of writing some lyrics to it. Yeah. And I tore that page out of Prince's book and Tupac's book. And my wife would tell you, she said, like, I rolled over and you weren't even there. Where do you go? 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I had to go downstairs because, man, I was dreaming about this song. I had to go make it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And you only get that one time, bro. You don't get it back. When that thing hits you, you gotta go remember it. You gotta write it down. So I have an app on my phone. And let me see, it's the app that lets you record. I think it's called Recorder. Anyway, I have an app on my phone that just lets you record. So I might just roll over. You understand? Grab my phone. She'd be like, who are you talking to? I ain't talking to nobody. I'm singing in my daggone phone. I can remember this called voice recorder. You understand what I'm saying? So even if I just do the beatbox and hum the melody, I can hear it again and go make it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And so many of the songs that I've created that don't tell nobody, but I had to record some stuff under another name. But anyway,
yes, sir.
Some of the stuff I did, because people don't know me to be the dude that come up with melodies, and people don't even know I produce. They think I'm just a radical dude, the Public Enemy. They don't. Yeah, but people don't know I'm a photographer. So yes, it's a lot. I think until the documentary film is made, people are really not going to know.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? People still view me as though I'm that dude that they met 30 years ago at Savior's.
Yes, sir.
Like, no, I've grown since then. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't grow out of the 4-hour uniform. I need to get a new one. I'm just saying. Yeah, the other one.
Yes, sir.
The other one is in a museum somewhere in DC or the Grammy Museum or whatever.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Good.
And people don't realize that. Yeah, you got a Grammy, you want a lifetime, you in a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, but somebody said to me one day, well, you don't act like it. What the hell does that mean? How do you act like it? Like, anyway. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And Professor Good, some people are showing you love. Thank you, Brother Lee. Thank you, brother. Sister, this is Sister Maisha. She's showing, bro, come on, make a nice song. and let Soleil do something on it, it would be fire, sir.
Wait,
People are
read that
encouraging.
again. Read that again.
She said, brother, come on, make a nice song and let Soleil do something on that beat. It would be fire.
We did 5 songs like that.
Okay, they did 5 songs. Make sure they did 5 songs.
And the one I like the best, which Soleil's daughter is singing on it, it's called The Etheric Rebel. The Etheric Rebel. Go on YouTube. It's there. You can listen to it right now. Etheric Rebel. Myself and Soleil. I'm downstairs. She heard the beat all the way from upstairs. She's like, what's that? You understand what I'm saying? So I said, okay, I got to give it to her.
Beautiful. Brother James Fry says, perfect. I mean, excellent. Thank you, Brother Rashad Sharif says, trap beats. So many people are showing you love. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Brother Lee. Brother Lee, shout out to your music as well. He said he loves the Brother Griff. Ron Muhammad says it's on, I guess the book that you were referencing, he said it's on YouTube audiobooks. Thank you for that as well, sir. We'll make sure we look that up as well. And She said, yes, sir. Thank you. Now I wanted to ask you, I was actually telling someone, I said, I got to go to, my brother lives in Arizona, and that's one of the locations I go just to, really Orlando, number 2 as well. But I'm working on something, a project creatively, right? And so I need your help with this. How can you silence the noise of where you are? Do I have to go out in order to, get more at peace to finish the project? Or is that just something that is personally for me, where I go somewhere and I go by the water or something, and I try to, be more calm in order to finish the project? Do you do something like that, or you just live and then it comes to you?
No, I make it part of the process.
Okay.
I did a song on my next album called The Asante Soul, borrowing the energy from the warrior spirit of the Asante tribe. And then that was the impetus for writing this book. Now you know. The 5 elements of hip hop.
Yes, sir.
I was studying the Asante tribe, and I wrote a song called Chanting Floorboards. So I'm downstairs, and I'm hearing my children and my wife walk. So I turned the music down, and I'm just listening. And it came to me that it's almost time for everyone to go, to turn in for the night. But I kept hearing footsteps. And I said, I know the house ain't haunted. Everybody's in bed. Because I even called upstairs. I'm like, are you still in the kitchen? Are you still in the dining room? She's like, no, I'm in the bed. And it's on 2 levels. So I started writing Chanting Floorboards. And I say to myself, those are the ancestors walking. If those creaks in your floor and the stairs could talk, what stories would they tell? What stories would they tell? Those ancestors that only took their fingers and touched the black keys on the keyboard to tell the story. Stories would they tell? If we circumnavigated the globe and we spoke these things into the netters because we didn't have pen and pad when we was out picking cotton, and they sang them songs and they went out into the ether. And the ether is the thing that connects everything to everything else. And the netters, the wind and the air blew it, and it came back around 400 years later. What would that song sound like?
Yes, sir.
But do we know how to listen to music nowadays? And don't tell me, and you still listening to music on your phone. You're not really listening to music then. If you don't understand the science of changing that 440 hertz back to 432 or even 532 or 596, which is the love frequency, then you're not really listening to music. You listening to music with your head and not your heart. This is why we constantly say in hip hop, yo, you feel me? Yo, son, yada, 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 you feel me? You hear what I'm saying? Because we have to keep repeating that so we can get a response from you to know that you're feeling me. We used to say, you see what I'm saying? Yes, yes. Like you have to instruct the person on how to hear us. We don't even know how to listen. We just don't.
Okay, excellent. One last question for us.
I don't want to sound like Barack Obama trying to scold black men. We don't know how to hear the intricate nuances in the songs.
Mm.
Melanin lines every part, every organ, including the inner ear. So even when we drop the beat out, we still hear it. And that space is part of the song.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anyway, we get a little bit too deep. We'll talk, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. People are bearing witness. And we have, I knew Nike will laugh at that joke. Yes, sir. Ron Muhammad says, fresh breath. Mark Muhammad says, excellent teaching. Thank you all very much. We have one more question for you. Well, I have two more questions. When you do your documentary and everything that you're working on, may I be a part of it? I got to put you on the spot like that. Yes, sir. May I be a part of it? You see that? I mean, whichever way I can be a part of it. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, voiceover, introduction, help you. You know what I'm saying? If I salute you with the drill, anything, I just want to be a part of it.
You are a top-notch journalist. You know how to ask intricate questions, and I could see with your body language, the countenance in your face, and the intonation of your voice, you're a patient listener. And that's a quality that a lot of us don't have, bro. So for you to formulate those questions, for me to put you in front of some of these individuals, you pull it out of them, I think you'd be a master at that, bro. You just have that. I don't have that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I need to develop that patience.
Okay, excellent. Yes, sir. Well, one thing that we know, thank you very much. That means a lot to me. People are bearing witness. This Maisha Cartwright Hooper says, Brother Griff, we need more of you. This trap stuff is not where it's at. We need more of you, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you, Ron Muhammad, Brother Ron, and everyone who's showing love. Okay, my last question for you is, you reference Soleil, the great Soleil, a lot in your responses and your answers. How important has she been to your life now that she's been involved and been married? How important has she been to the balance of the warrior spirit and the soldier and you? How important has Soleil been in your life?
Well, way before we were married, because I met her in 1989. So I was something to her that a lot of men don't. I shouldn't say, let me not say a lot of men. Some men just don't see the benefit in playing the position that they need to play when you meet someone like her. She's fine now, but she was fine then. and had a slight crush on me. I said, if you don't sit your little ass down somewhere, you damn young. You know what I'm saying? So I was the big brother that kept her from a lot of the madness. You understand what I'm saying? And been her friend from a distance ever since. Was her friend when she was married to Genuine. Was her friend when she was knee deep in the music industry. Had been her friend all this time. But I knew what role to play. I didn't have no romantic interest. You know what I'm saying? Because she was just too young. You understand what I'm saying? And I was a grown ass man, a real man. You understand what I'm saying? So then we kind of reconnected and just kind of like had lunch and talked for like 2 or 3 hours. You understand what I'm saying? And then we took a picture together and put it online, and people thought we were a couple. It's like, no, we kept, meeting up and talking. It was either Atlanta or Tacoma Park or the DMV area. We used to meet at Busboy and Poets. You understand what I'm saying? In DC. And it was a beautiful thing. Definitely. You understand what I'm saying? And I think, to her credit, I think I'm a lot more happier, a lot more patient, a lot less violent. I think a lot more diplomatic. You kind of figure right now, so at that particular point, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There were 5 women in the house, all feminine energy. And as a alpha dominant male, Lion, born August 1st, 1960, I had, radical, revolutionary, militant kind of, you had to change, you had
Yes,
to
sir.
change some of that, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so helping me navigate and not kind of like just having to deal with people. Like I could say about, I've lost a lot of friends, but she's helped me understand you could have saved some of those friendships by the way you handled them. And then could have been wise enough to teach them how to handle you. Because a lot of people don't see this energy. A lot of people sit back and say, well, shit, they was offering you what? Shit, I would have took that. And I'm like, well, you ain't me. You ain't got my mission. You understand what I'm saying? Or
yes, sir.
I said that in the interview. Blah, 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 blah. Well, you're not me. You understand what I'm saying? So even when she listens to the stuff that I do online, she said, well, you could have said that like this and been a lot more effective. You understand what I'm saying? She said, because people hear your name, they do one or two things. Either they love you and gonna support you, or they hate your ass. And they're not gonna listen at all. You understand what I'm saying? And I thought I tried to do business with some men that I thought was solid, but they end up being weak, man. And that happened to me recently. I'm like, for real, bro? I'm like, wow. And the sad part about it, the person you think would be your enemy is the one stepping up saying, you know something, I don't care about none of that. This is business. Let's go. Let's make some money together. I'm like, wow, let me think about that. The least, the person you would think the least.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I bear witness.
Like, wow. It's like, okay. But anyway, she's a beautiful woman. I give her the space and the freedom to be as beautiful as the creator created her to be. You understand what I'm saying? The day, and you were there, the day we got married on that Sunday at 9 o'clock, and you see the number 9 on our ring finger.
Yes,
you understand
sir.
what I'm saying? It was 27 years before that we met. We got married on the 8/27. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
17, and it was a beautiful thing. That, those 9 months, the number 9 is very important in our lives. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And we understood that numerology, dealing with numerology, and we understood how it lined up. You understand what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
We said on that wedding day, I said to her when we was going over the vows, I said, I'll love you until the day after forever. You understand what I'm saying? And that really, I'm not gonna get it tattooed on my arm now. That might be a bumper sticker or a t-shirt, but I ain't going up. But anyway, yeah, I love her to life, not love her to death. I love her to life, and that's gonna be my friend and my partner until they lower us in the ground.
Okay, beautiful, Spencer. Good, beautiful. Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, if you think you're gonna run up on me, male or female, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, she might be the one to pull out the blicky. So I'm just saying that it ain't gonna be no walk in the park now.
That's how it's supposed to be. Thank you very much, sir, for taking time out of your busy schedule. And on behalf of myself, my family, and viewing audience of the People's Podcast, this is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off. Thank you, everyone who was watching. It's my honor, Professor Griff. We always, as always, sir, we salute you.
Wait. We forgot to tell them that me and Wesley lecturing tomorrow.
Oh, yes, sir. Where? What time and where, sir?
Well, it's the weaponization of hip hop part 5. That's Saturday, October 19th in Atlanta from 2 to 7 at YG Urban Cafe, 640 Evans Street, Atlanta, Georgia. I will send you the flyer.
Yes, sir.
So you can matter of fact, I'm sending it to you right now as we speak. You should have it.
Thank you very much, sir.
I just texted it to you. So hopefully, inshallah, people can come out tomorrow if you're in Atlanta, and let's build. Let's talk. I'm just gonna do a lecture. I'm gonna remind people that we talked about this already, and I'm gonna let people know what they're about to experience and what they're about to see in hip hop via AI and a few other things, artificial intelligence. All right.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you, sir.
Oh, give thanks.
Respect and honor you. Give thanks. Assalamu alaikum, family.
Walaikum salam.
Thank you all for watching.